Hello, and welcome back to the Totally Legitimate Business Podcast. We've been on a 2-week hiatus.
It's been too long.
So many things have happened. Clint, why don't you update me? What have the past 2 weeks had in store for you?
Well, of course, Thanksgiving, which is really nice for everybody, unless you have COVID for the second year in a row, like I did. Oof, dude.
Second year in a row on Thanksgiving?
Yeah, so luckily mine cleared up. I tested positive, or I tested negative the day before Thanksgiving, and I was like still feeling kind of like rough, but
yeah,
whatever. But then my spouse got it, so kind of inevitable, right?
Yeah.
But at least I could taste stuff this year. That was good. Last year I was like in bed, just like curled up and
crying as you couldn't,
and
eating but not tasting,
like the most flavorful things, like unmistakable. Like, and I was just like eating like bread, and I was like, "What does this taste like?" And she's like, "It's got sage and rosemary." I'm like, "That sounds so good."
So close, but so far. What's go ahead.
No, we're getting back. We're
back on the swing,
getting back up, baby. What about you? What you got going on? Did you do some holiday madness?
Well, no real madness. Kind of a similar situation though. Courtney got COVID, and I was convinced I was going to get it. Like I was fully, I was just accepting the inevitable. I was just like, I'm going to get it. Whatever. Here's the window at which I'm preparing, like throwing blankets over myself, just preparing for the chills and shit.
Did you sleep on the couch?
I didn't get it. No, I slept right next door and I didn't get it still.
Dude.
I guess it's just because I have superior genetics.
That's what it is.
That must be it.
Is that why you have to wear glasses too?
Honestly, it's because my vision is too good. These dumb my vision down. They blur everything.
Yeah.
But what's hilarious now is I'm going to get it and it's going to be fucking terrible. Like I'm making that joke right now because I passed it. But when I do get it, it's going to punch me right in my face and it's going to be hilarious to everyone else.
It sucks, dude. Cause like I had to get, like for a job I had earlier this year, I had to get like the booster because it was like technically like a healthcare thing. So I got that and like, whatever, it's fine. I didn't get it all summer, whatever. But this one, it like snuck up on me, and I'm like wondering if the booster would have actually helped. But I mean, who knows? But I was just working, and I was like, okay, I feel fine. And I like went out on Thursday night, and I didn't stay out super late or anything, but like I'd had like a couple of drinks, which is kind of like whatever. But I felt groggy in the morning, but I was like, whatever, it's fine. And then yeah, dude, like Thursday afternoon or Friday afternoon, I just had to text my boss. I was like, I have to log off and go lay down. I don't know what's wrong with me. And then I was just in bed for the next 5 days.
Damn. Yeah.
And it was just like in my chest and like, dude, I couldn't do anything. So all I did was just, I ate CBD edibles and watched all the Lord of the Rings extended editions.
Whoa, that's a commitment.
Oh, I mean, I was just in and out of sleep,
Yeah.
But now my sleep schedule's all messed up and I have to like go back to work tomorrow for real,
Yeah.
So like, because like last week, Wednesday, nobody was doing anything.
No. I mean,
like,
honestly,
like, I'm working today. I was like,
that every year, that's when people check out for this holiday for sure.
Yeah.
It's the Wednesday before, nothing. No one is coherent.
It's time to get back to the office, people. Let's go. It's where work is done.
Back to work.
Get back to work.
Get back to work right now.
It's because nobody wants to work anymore, James.
Yeah, I know. I sure don't.
Dude.
Let me tell you that much. I sure don't.
I was telling that the other day, like somebody's like, what do you want to do? Like, what's like your dream job? And I was like, whatever I want. Like, I just want to wake up and just like,
well, I mean, ideally, yeah, that's the dream. Like you get to a point financially where you don't have to have another paycheck coming in. You've got enough money to supplant you for, X amount of time, years, forever, maybe. You just do what you want. You do the things that, you're passionate about.
Or that's
the dream, but
live super recklessly and not fear death. And, you can't take it with you. You never see a U-Haul driving behind a hearse, so spend it all and just go wild and, die.
Yeah. What a pleasant holiday sentiment. Thank you for that, Clint. Yeah, well, you're completely right. I always laugh. Like I watch so many things about, shiesty rich people, and not necessarily scams, just, real dirty, shiesty behavior where clearly the only motive was money. I watch all these different things about all these different stories. And what I always laugh about is like these psychopaths, like they amass all this money, but they don't understand how to like spend it and enjoy it. Because to them, they have to amass the money, and they only want to spend the least amount of money possible. And it's like all this, it's this crazy, it's like almost like a hoard. Like they have to, it's not the being rich. That's the thing. It's having the money.
It's like,
that's their primary goal.
Did you ever watch Silicon Valley? Like that show, like the tech kind of.
Yeah, for sure, on HBO. Yeah.
One dude, and he like freaked out when he lost his third comma. He's like, I'm not in the billionaire club anymore.
I'm not in the 3 comma club anymore. Yeah.
See, I don't know. Like, I feel like, I guess that makes sense that they're just hoarding.
I mean, that's and it's obviously an overgeneralization, but I'm saying like it's not necessarily something that every person who has money has that mindset. But I see a lot of that mindset where it's really like the hoarding of resources. That's what excites them. That's their passion. It's not necessarily being super rich. It's like amassing the power and the resources. And I don't know. It's just,
I don't even know what I would.
It's always so funny.
I don't even know what I'd do if I like my brain operated like that. I'd probably be rich, I guess. But
yeah, yeah, sure. Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Spending all my money on fucking death metal cassette tapes.
Just add it to the list of fucking hilarious things we've spent money on for sure.
What's the dumbest thing that you've spent money on the last year?
The dumbest thing, I don't know. I've been particularly frugal the past year. I haven't really spent a lot of dumb money on things.
Yeah, that makes sense. You're an adult now.
Well, and I just don't have the money. Like there were times in my past where I had chunks of money and I wanted to take on like some ridiculous creative endeavor, and I did it, but I don't have that right now. So I'm not necessarily doing it. Like I think I don't, as dumb as it is, I don't think anything that we do at Modern Grievance is dumb. Like any of the tapes, I love the entire process of putting those together.
From a financial perspective, it's the dumbest thing in the world.
For sure. For sure. So we do understand the mindset. It's just,
I just drained the Modern Grievance fund just putting out more tapes. Yeah, we're at net zero right now, buddy.
It's a vicious cycle. It's a vicious cycle. Hey, listen, net zero is better than out of pocket.
I mean, I suppose so.
We did it.
Yeah, if anybody wants to see Modern Grievance headquarters, it's that shelf over there.
Yeah, it's our warehouse space.
The joys of running a small business in your bedroom. It's really great.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know if there's any particular thing in the past year that I feel like was like just totally wasteful and like whatever the fuck. There was probably a meal. At some point, there was a meal.
I can tell you.
I went. Which one? Which one was it?
I came to visit you in New York, and at
Scalino when we went to Scalino.
Yeah, and you were like, "What do you have?" Like,
no,
a bottle of red and a bottle of. That was a lot of money for me.
No, that wasn't crazy. That was for New York and 4 people at that restaurant. That was actually very reasonable. I was shocked at how reasonable that was. It was probably some other meal. Like there was some. I don't really spend my money on lots of tangible things. I don't have a desire for a lot of tangible things. I also don't have a lot of space in New York, so I don't have a garage or an attic where I can be putting shit. Like I'm already at capacity with all the shit that I have. So for me, it's meals. Like if there's like a situation that a meal is a good option, like a gathering of people or after some other type of event, that's what I'm probably going to spend an unnecessary, like while I'm doing it, I'm going to love it. And everyone's going to love it. And everyone's going to have a great time. And then later I'm going to go home and be like, God damn.
Yeah. You're like, why did I order the 4th bottle of Alizé?
Yeah, exactly. Well, no one videotaped me doing it the first 40 times I did it.
I mean, this is why we have a podcast now. It needs to be documented.
It really does. Pinkies up.
Well, yeah, now that we're in full, I guess, holiday cheer mode. I heard Christmas music the other day that made me want to blow my brains out. But
yeah, well, it's fair game now. It's fair game now, buddy. I was going to ask you before we move on from Thanksgiving, what's like your go-to dish? What is the thing that you have to have at every Thanksgiving?
I didn't get it this year, and I'm not going to complain about it because the person who is in charge of making food might be in the other room and hear me. But it's hash brown casserole.
Smart. Okay.
It's hash brown casserole.
Yeah.
And she was like, there's too many vegan people that we're going to like share food with, and I'm just not doing it. And I was like, because it's going to suck or like not be good. Because, if it's just like, if the main ingredients are like potatoes, cream, and cheese, like vegan cheese ain't that good. Vegan meat's got to the point where it's awesome.
Not going to be the same.
No.
It's not
going to be like a sticky potato situation.
It might be crunchy, coagulated weirdly. Yeah, strange. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, dude, let's be real. Some vegan cheese just sucks. Like Daya.
A lot of really? I think Daya. Well, okay, here's another thing. Different cheeses for different uses. Like I find that Daya melts pretty well. But I also find that Chow or other brands might work better like on a sandwich, or if I was like eating cheese slices. Like Daya to me is like the craft of vegan cheeses at this point.
Yeah,
and, have you ever had like any of the Miyoko stuff or?
Yeah, that shit's pretty good.
That stuff's solid. Kite Hill. Oh my God, dude. The Kite Hill stuff. Courtney and I get that all the time. It is
BioLife.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
James
the Parmesan.
James and I were vegan we were vegan for a few years at least, right?
3-4.
We're flexing now. 2022 changed everything. We do what we want now.
Yeah, fuck it all.
The end is near. I want cheesy, creamy potato casserole.
You fucking psychopath.
Yeah, that's what I'm spending all my money on.
Yeah, for sure.
Waiter comes over.
Just gonna get a bathtub of fucking hash brown casserole.
Yeah, hash brown casserole and Alizé, please. Just keep it
smothered, covered in chunked, please, sir.
Keep it coming. Yeah, man. I don't know. Yeah, some of that vegan cheese just gross, dude. I can't do.
Look. It's not cheese. Okay. Here's the thing that I always had to explain to people. Like, it's not the thing that it's mimicking. So if you expect it to taste like the thing that it's mimicking, you're going to be disappointed. It's not even going to come close to that. Yeah. But for what it is, it's come a long way. And in the past, like fucking 5 years, it's crazy to see the kind of shit that they're doing now. And in a couple years, it will be borderline indistinguishable. There will be a vegan alternative to anything that is meat or plant animal based, and even the milks too. That shit's gonna get better too. That in the past 5 years, it's gone from being like just soy milk as the alternative to having like a ton of different brands, a ton of different types of alternative,
a ton of different
milk beverages, nut milks. Yeah, nut milks. I was trying not to say nut milks, but here we are. I said it. Nut milks. I'm saying nut milks.
You mean a counter on the screen? Bing,
God,
bing.
Yes. Jesus Christ. But it's dude, this year we got a fucking vegan turkey loaf. It looked like a little roast. I had to prepare
it. Celebration roast.
The celebration roast. And it was a fucking festive celebration.
I like it too because they named it celebration roast and not like turkey thing. So it's like it's acceptable year round.
Yeah. Any celebration, here's a vegan roast. There you go. It was good.
Yeah, I don't mind those.
It was good. It is what it is. And to be honest with you, at this point, like margarine and butter can be used interchangeably. Really for baking and other types of more like formula based recipes. Eggs, the egg replacement, they're not anywhere close to coming up with something good. Flax sucks. Bananas suck.
Just
like any
egg.
Yeah, just egg. Any of the shit that they try right now to replace eggs, that sucks. Being able to like use eggs and shit again, has been great. It does. That's the only thing, in my opinion, that they really. There's no real significant research going on to mimic.
Every vegan just turned this off and they just said, "What a real flip-flopping piece of garbage."
Yeah, they really don't like me. Really don't.
No, dude. Once I started eating the eggs again, it was a game changer, and I saved so much money. It's so cheap, dude. That's what like driving me crazy.
That is crazy. Yeah, that is crazy.
I'm not going to spend $8 on a bag of shredded vegan cheese that sucks, you know, or like a just egg carton that's like $10 when it's like, dude, I could get 12 eggs for like $2. That's so many meals.
Yeah, in this economy, Jesus Christ.
In this economy, in all economies,
it's not a way to live. It's not a way to live.
No.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. Like, it's ridiculous. When we were just, God, dude, the pandemic, like when the option was to order your groceries, it was like we'd get 10 things and it'd already be $100. It's like, what? And going back to eating, basically everything. We just don't eat dairy. We still don't consume dairy. And I have no desire to go back to consuming dairy.
Yeah, it'll fuck you up.
For me personally, yeah, just it was not working for me. But being able to eat those things again is a game changer. It's crazy when I order groceries, like how much more shit comes in the bags. Like what I spent $100 on. Now I get a lot. We get so much fucking more.
Well, and you can still get vegetables, and they're cheap. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
Are we basically going into fucking the veganism scam right now? Is that what we're discussing?
Dude, it kind
of seems like we're airing some grievances and we're uncovering a scam.
There's a lot going on.
You know, listen, Clint, this is a perfect segue. I want to hear your thoughts on this, having firsthand experience in the industry.
Yeah. So for everyone who doesn't know, for the last like 7 months or so, I've been working in the plant-based chicken industry, which has been illuminating, to say the least, learning about how the food industry works, but also just the ins and outs of plant-based meat, which is, you know, I'm sure if you're reading any articles on business or anything like that, I mean, everything's in the tank, but like those stocks took a hard turn down in the last few months. So it's been it's been really eye-opening, but like seeing as, you know, if there's supply chain issues and the cost of everything is rising, it's really making it difficult for those companies to stay afloat. And as they, you know, make decisions and have to, you know, like just stay in business and get, you know, they'll eventually get bought out or something, but then the consistency changes. So the problem is quality at scale, but also price, which makes it really interesting.
So what, obviously everyone's getting fucked by the markets being in the shit tank. Where specifically do you think they took the biggest hits? Because it's not just in sales, it's like the cost of things to create this shit, right?
Yeah.
You know, the supply chain, all this, you know, everything is just more inflation. Everything's a little more expensive.
I mean, I've got some thoughts, but like, so everything's more expensive. Just like we were talking about, you can get way more like flexitarian or whatever kind of menu for $100 from the grocery store than you can if you're shopping exclusively vegan. Like I said, dude, I got a bag of whatever, like shredded vegan cheese the other day that was $8, and then it was already starting to go bad because it had been sitting there for so long because nobody was buying it.
Yeah.
So imagine me, I just wasted $8. I'm like, oh, great. But there's also, I think, as I don't know how it is in New York, and I'm sure, businesses close and open all the time, but, at least in Seattle, there's been I think there's been like 4 major vegan restaurants that have closed down in the last like 5 or 6 months, which is
interesting.
Very interesting. So like I used to live in like
Seattle too, really.
I used to live in a triangle of like just anything I wanted, like really close. There's one left that I can walk to. That's like pure vegan. There's like Asian restaurants.
What types of food was it?
It's all, dude, that's the crazy thing. I don't know why all the vegan restaurants, they always try to do vegan comfort food, which I get it. If you're going out, you're going to make an elevated experience, but like I can't eat a Big Mac every day. So why am I going to eat a vegan Big Mac every day? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
they're like, please come and like enjoy it. So like, I can't. I try to live a slightly healthy lifestyle.
Yeah.
I can't have like a vegan chili cheese dog every
Yeah, well, I mean,
day.
it's the only way to like make it appealing to some people.
Totally. But, and I think a lot of vegans learned how to, or a lot of people just learned how to cook over the last couple of years, or at least like do that, right? Because you couldn't go out for a while. So it was either you're ordering in and spending, $20 more with like delivery and tips and stuff, or just go to the grocery store and learn how to make a potato and put a bunch of cool stuff in it.
Yeah.
Like that's what I did. It was awesome.
Ate a lot of potatoes. Yeah, for sure.
Dude, I'll never forget. It was like that first, when they were like, oh God, everything's shutting down. I went to the store. I bought a 4-pack of toilet paper, a sack of potatoes, and like a 24 of White Claw. And I was like, we're in for the next 2 weeks.
I'm good to go. Yeah. That's incredible.
But yeah, no, it's really incredible. It's been really interesting with I guess like a lot of those restaurants closing. But yeah, I think that might have something to do with it. It's either like the menu choice.
Again, what kind of food? Like what kind of restaurants?
So one of them was like the OG, like had been around since like early 2000s or 90s, I think. Like the OG like vegan spot. So they just did everything, but it was like, they did burgers and brunch and breakfast and like, everything from like fried chicken sandwiches to like lasagna and stuff, which made it like crazy because it was like, an 8-page menu.
Yeah.
But it was all just like, it was all like hangover food and shit.
Sure.
But, I don't really know exactly what happened there. I think they were just probably like, screw it. Cause yeah, businesses had to adapt and do a lot of weird stuff over the last couple of years just to like make the same amount of money, and then staff turnover, like the whole generation of people was like, who am I? What am I doing with my life? So I'm sure that had something to do with it. And then just like, dude, having to switch to like, just having to serve the same stuff, not wanting to raise your prices because people don't want to pay it, and then having to pay X percentage to
more
third-party carriers, like Uber Eats and Caviar and whatever. Yeah. I'm sure that just like
it's death by it's death by 1,000 cuts.
Yeah. But I think that just keeps happening too. Like there was another, it was all like Mexican vegan place down the street from me, and it was super dope. And there was like people in there all the time. It's like in a little kind of 5 Points area where a bunch of bars are and stuff. So there's like always people in there, but one day they just like didn't even announce it. They just like closed their doors, and it was just it. Like I walked up one day and I was like, oh, I'll go get like a taco or something. Like, oh, hey, we're permanently closed. Thank you. It's like,
bummer. It's a bummer tsunami.
So, I started eating the regular Big Macs.
Okay, so let me just fucking unpack a little bit here. A little unpacking to do. I have been fully cognizant of the fact that the whole organic thing is a marketing ploy. It always has been. Like to really get organically touched by some kind of chemical fertilizer or corporate
That's in the backyard.
Logistics. Yeah, that's it. That's your option, is you growing it yourself. Anything that you get at the store has passed through at least one hand. And even just like something getting certified organic, if you look at what that is, it's like, as long as there's a threshold of doesn't, all I'm saying is it's a marketing thing, right? In the same way that when we go to the grocery store, we look like we're buying a bunch of different brands, but really it's like 3 companies that own all of these subsidiary brands that all have this shit, right? So I think there was like definitely a hefty wave of people who were like, the vegan option is this new, safer, more healthy alternative to the food that they've been trying to cram down our throat. But I can't help but think, is this just more shit that they're trying to cram down our throat? Like, how much better is it? Now, me personally, I like all food, right? So just because something doesn't have fucking meat in it, just because something isn't soaked in animal grease, it doesn't mean it's not delicious to me. I still will eat it. I like salads. I will happily eat a delicious fucking salad. Like, for me, it's diversity. I don't want to just always depend on meat and all these things. I want to spread that out. I want to give my body at least the appearance of choice or diversity in what I'm putting into it, and not just hitting it hard every day with the same shit. But again, I get that the whole organic thing for sure is like just a marketing ploy for them to charge more for the same shit. But I can't help but think that like at least some portion of the vegan wave is that same thing. It's like under the guise of it being a healthier, a more safely produced alternative to the food that we already have. But is it really? Or is it just the same fucking shit, just packaged slightly different?
It's always comfort food. You know what I'm saying? It's always burgers. Burgers are burgers, you know? And like, I think that wave of like the Impossible Burger trend kind of like, now that it's everywhere, it's kind of like lost the luster, right? Because like every restaurant just has the option now for an extra $5, right?
Right.
But it's all just chemical. It's all just chemicals, dude. It's all chemicals. Did you freeze?
Yeah, no. I mean,
sorry, that was a chemical reaction.
Whoa, dude. That is accurate. You know, it's again, unless you're making it yourself, like we can make a fucking loaf. We can make a loaf, vital wheat gluten, some fucking water, the right amount of seasoning and tenderizing. We can do it, but it's easier if they do it.
Totally.
And quite frankly, like none of us are fucking prepared to sustain our life if we were in charge of our food supply.
Bro, I mean, if shit goes down, like I'm gonna eat. I will hunt my own. I will hunt my own food.
If there's any food to hunt, you know, you might have to settle for eating some fucking trash. You know, humans will adapt, I guess. But
you're always Mr. Worst case scenario.
Look, how do we I'm just talking about
Impossible Burgers to eating trash out of necessity?
I'm just saying, dude. I'm just saying. You might be eating trash.
Have you ever eaten out of the trash before?
Fortunately, I have never had to eat out of the trash. Have I chosen to eat out of the trash?
Depends to get a rise? Absolutely.
Depend on how, depends on what I dropped in there and how much I want to eat it. But
yeah, no, I think that might be a scam, right? It's all marketing. And they're just
that's my bigger point. Like, is the whole vegan movement, the adoption of these things, is it an actual like benefit to us, or is it just another pathway for them to take byproducts from other portions of the production process and turning it into other profit under the guise of it being some healthy alternative?
Enough salt in anything and it's not good for you. You know what I mean? All that stuff is so heavily
absolutely seasoned. Yeah, for sure. Well, it has to be. It's the only way it doesn't taste like fucking cardboard.
But
dude, seriously, like cooking vegan food, like it really teaches you fucking seasoning is king.
Oh yeah.
All your favorite notes from any fucking dish you've ever eaten, it's not the thing, it's how it was seasoned, how it was prepared, what it was like fucking basted in or marinated in. And most of that shit is vegan. Like a lot of seasonings aren't going to have animal product in it, but when when you don't do that, it tastes like fucking cardboard. I mean, we can be honest here. Like I'm not running anywhere right now to take a bite out of an unseasoned gluten loaf. You know what I mean? Like that I don't care at all. I'd rather eat nothing than eat that. I'd rather eat trash. I would rather eat fucking trash than eat that.
You sound like every dad in the early 2000s. I'd rather eat cardboard.
I would rather eat my own shit.
Out of necessity. No, but like, I think, I don't know. Is it better for us? Probably not at a certain point, right? Because if you were just actually eating healthy, you would just eat a salad and that's it, you know?
Yeah.
But at the same time, is it better for the world? Possibly, depending on like the process you're making to do it. Did you see the other day that the FDA just approved the first, they just kind of gave the thumbs up for the first like grown cultured meat that's not actually from a living animal?
Oh shit. See, okay. Now, this is another good segue. So this is where my head has been at with this shit. Our current food supply is unsustainable at the rate at which we're moving. Like the way that diseases break out and how rapidly they spread and the amount of people that need to be fed and the amount of logistics required to feed that amount of people, it's teetering. It's like teetering on the edge. At any moment, there's so many different pieces of that chain that could break, and the whole fence is just worthless.
There was even issues a couple years ago with like chicken, wasn't there? Like,
dude, it every year, like there is a disease outbreak, and it only gets worse, and it starts. All I'm saying is, in a future where we have an insane global population, in a future where we possibly have water shortages, in a future where we possibly have higher temperatures, vegan options are the only fucking options. That's the only way we can guarantee that if we have reduced ability to grow food on this planet or to cultivate animals in the numbers that we would need to supply everyone with chicken meat or chicken, beef, and pork.
Yeah.
And corporations are already seeing that. Burger King, didn't Chick-fil-A, aren't they doing a fucking Beyond?
Everybody's like messed with it, but it's not staying on the menus. Because I don't feel like
they're taking them off. Okay, interesting. Well, okay, that's interesting. Maybe not immediately, but they're clearly testing the waters. When Burger King and fucking any major fast food company even toys with that idea, that's major. Like, that is major. 5 years ago, people were like, they'll never do that. That will never, Burger King will never fucking do that. And then they did it. All I'm saying is like that will be, that to me is like the most viable food source in the future. When we talk about a future where resources become scarce, again, slight changes to the temperature on this planet drastically, we're already teetering on the edge. The infrastructure for how we grow and distribute the food that we grow is teetering on the edge on a daily basis. And if any piece of that shifts or changes, I don't know. That's why I think it's really trying to be crammed down our throats recently, is because it's like, it's going to be the option. It's going to be more cost effective for them to be making fake burger patties than herding livestock. Economically, it's not even a similar comparison. It's like,
then what happens to the cowboys, James?
Well, you know, here's another thought that I've had about this. Maybe meat markets go back to how they used to be, where like a local butcher has a supply that is sustainable for a, you know, small enough group of people or a large enough group of people. And like all I mean to say is, like, with how wasteful we are, especially in the production of meat, how wasteful we are, it's not sustainable. When companies start seeing the bottom line, and they'll be saving millions by just not giving people the meat option, they're going to start fucking doing it. Especially if the price of meat goes up, or if any part of that production pipeline gets fucked up and costs go up, watch how quickly they just fucking bail. But again,
or
like,
just buy out a company who's doing it and just profit off of it.
Yeah, no, sure. 100%, you know, use their connections to distribute it in as many places as possible. It to me, it makes sense to me in that respect. It's kind of like, I look at it like soldiers or astronauts. Like, they eat food, but it doesn't look like food. It doesn't even smell that good. Right. But they eat it, and they get the nutrients that they need. And some of it is like actually the thing that it's supposed to be, and some of it's like substitute, but it doesn't matter because they get their nutrient, you know, whatever nutrient content they need out of there to sustain their life and keep them healthy. And that's it. I think that's where this is going to end up going. It's like all the shit that we need will just be packaged in this fucking, you know, it's like meal, a ration that you eat, and we can dress it up or dress it down any way we want to, but ultimately that's what it is. It's just a ration. It will replace. They can hold for much longer. It just makes more sense.
I've had to do that. It's not that bad. Like, I've gone on like a backpacking trip where I was like not in civilization for like a few days. So it's like, oh, okay, like I need food, and I'm not just gonna like haul a cooler with me, right? It's got to fit in there. So like I just went to like the, you know, outdoor store, and they sell basically like astronaut food, you know, where they're just like, hey, just add some warm water to it or
MREs.
Something.
Yeah, for sure.
You're good. Those little ice cream sandwiches are bomb. That's all I'm saying. If I could eat one of those every day, I would.
I don't know if the astronauts are going to like that.
Yeah, they're like, what about mine?
They don't have to know.
No, they're all the way up there. They're going to die anyway.
Tell them you ejected them while they were sleeping. They'll never know. They'll never know. But you know, that's, I don't even think that's a conspiracy. I just think that's like a bottom line, dollars and cents. Yeah, kind of thing in the future. Like, as resources, once all the fucking companies buy up all the utility districts, and water is in shockingly high demand and insanely high costs. And
crazy.
when the global temperature is fluctuating in a way that is not conducive to be cultivating crops or livestock in the way that we have been, as wastefully as we have been, when those things come to a head, this is going to be the alternative. Soylent Green is people. Soylent Green is people.
That's one thing that, because, you know, like, I'm sure you've like read all that stuff on like the Colorado River and all that stuff of just like where they stake, you know, and then there's people who've had wells on there for like that land's been in their families for generations. It's just dry, and they're like, cool, like now we just can't live here anymore. But dude, that's the one thing that drove me crazy when I went to Las Vegas, right? Because everybody's just like, oh, like, you know, they're just kind of blinded by everything, and I was just like, look at how much fucking water they're using. Like,
bro, electricity, all that goddamn electricity they harness at Hoover Dam to light up the street while some guy fucking pisses drunkenly. You know what I mean? Like, yes, yeah. And this is what this is why I'm saying we don't deserve better than what we get. And if the reality that we're not gonna have the luxury, or at least not everybody is gonna have the luxuries of meat anymore, we're all just gonna be eating this slurry. It's honestly, we fucking earned it. We earned it. Look at how we live. It always cracks me up, in particular when looking at like food and food production, but definitely Las Vegas. That is just like the most opulent human display of waste and pointlessness.
Hey, millennials, this is where you turn into your parents when you've been sitting there saying like, "Oh, you ruined the whole world." You're gonna get to the point too where you're gonna go, "I don't fucking care anymore. It's fine. I'm just gonna try to live comfortably for the next 20 years I got until the inevitable cancer takes me."
I think this is funny that you say that, because I think when we were young, we were a little more optimistic about it because we wanted to be optimistic about what our future held. You know what I mean? We were convinced that maybe there was something that we could do. There's nothing we could do.
No.
Like how fucked up shit is. It is so far beyond a rally or a Facebook group or a social cause or a canceling. It is so fucked that really, if all we get is fucking Soylent Green as people, is better than we deserve.
Bro, I don't know why. This is slightly related. I was having a conversation with one of my friends who kind of has like communist leanings, I suppose, right? Like not like
comrade,
like the new age sense, right? Of like sure. Whatever, socialism, I suppose, not communism. You know, whatever. And he started going down this hole, and he was like, "Yeah," and then the people just unite. And I was like, "Do you have a tank?" And he was like, "No." And I was like, "Shut the fuck up!" And just like changed the subject. I was like, "No, you're not doing anything, dude. Like, do you have fighter jets? No, you got nothing, man. Sorry. Just try to enjoy your life. Let's try to have fun."
Yeah, really. That's all it is. That's all it is.
Are you having fun? Right now?
Right now.
No.
Yeah, sure. I'm having fun right now. Yeah, sure.
It's a pretty good time. It could be worse.
It could be way worse. I could be eating trash. I could be eating trash. I could be electing to eat trash right now, Clint.
Is that who you voted for? Trash?
Please.
In the election?
Please, buddy.
We don't have to go down that road.
Please. Yeah, I don't even want to. I honestly, like, legitimately, I have nothing to fucking say about the shit show that is politics. And I find anyone who listens to any politician and buys the bullshit and expects that in the fucking history of politicians that somehow this politician that you like is going to be the one that doesn't lie to you and doesn't fuck you over. It's so comical to me that people look at that charade seriously, and it's sports. It's sports, dude. I'm telling you, it's sports. They pick their sports team, and that's what their sports team. Their sports team can never do anything wrong. Every move that their sports team makes, man,
it's a rebuilding
calculated chess. Yeah, we're gonna get that championship. We're going to the fucking championship this year, and if not this year, then maybe next year, and if not then probably definitely the year after that. That's all it is.
It's two wings on the same vulture, man. Right?
Yeah, we, the rest of us, we're just the peons. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Those people. It just amazes me at the political ability to manipulate people still, just like the bare bones basic psychology that these people get up on stage and recite like they've been reciting for fucking 100 years, and people fall for it every time. And it just annoys me. It annoys me when I hear people talking about politics as if their politician is going to get in there and change shit. It honestly, here's the I became old. It's naive. It's naive to think that. Shit is so fucked. It is so far beyond one person. All of us tomorrow would have to decide that we're going to radically change everything about our life. We're going to not be focused on the individual's pursuit of resources or hoarding resources. We're going to focus on maybe making this planet livable for an extended period of time at least beyond right. This is what I'm saying. It's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. And people have been calling me a fucking nihilist or a negative Nancy for my entire life for feeling this way. But I just don't think that it's a negative thing. It's just a realist thing. Like, I'm not going to look at this problem and see clearly that it's a problem and be like, no, that's not a problem. I just can't. I cannot do it. I've never been able to do it. And anymore with this shit, I honestly, I can't help but just make fun of people. Like, when anyone starts talking to me about politics, it's just like, I can't believe you buy that. You buy that? You buy that? What fucking, how many episodes of The Office do you watch a week? Like, how many times did you go to Chili's in the past month? This is like base level, generic population, human programming shit. They've been doing it forever. It's just like this, the simple psychology is smile your face, tell you what you want to hear. And people just fucking keep buying it. How can you be that stupid? I don't know. But when you ask me, I'm going to let you know that you're stupid, because it's stupid. It's stupid. No, these fucking politicians don't care about anybody other than themselves, the money in their fucking pocket. They don't care. They don't care. When every time someone said this guy's going to get elected president and things are going to change, never changes. It never fucking changes. It just stays the same every fucking time. Doesn't matter which side of the asshole pendulum we're swinging from.
So basically what you're trying to say is, don't criticize it, legalize it.
Yeah, man. Legalize it.
Legalize.
But it's
I love sending you on your rants. I love it so much.
I can't fucking help it, dude. It's just like, it's so enraging. It enrages me that people can be that, like, and smart people. Yeah, smart fucking
otherwise. Yeah,
but that fucking TV comes on and their fucking figurehead steps on and oh my god, he's saying exactly everything I want to hear. Nothing's ever gonna go wrong, and we're gonna be running around in sunshine and daisies forever. Never happens. On the inside, it never fucking happens. Yeah, no, seriously, dude, that motherfucker is like, these motherfucking idiots are buying every word that I'm saying. I don't care. It's just, it amazes me. It amazes me that reasonable adult human beings can look at that shit show and think that that any of those fucks has any sense of like altruism. They do, but in like that Ayn Randian sense of altruism. It's just like, just me. What's good for me is what's good for me.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like, and maybe it's just the people that I surround myself with, but I feel like more people are starting to be like okay with that, as to where, like, I think like a few years ago, if you were to say anything like that, they'd be like, oh, well, then you're just you're with they would just accuse you of being something, and like, no, I'm clearly saying I'm not I'm not on anybody's team. I'm not playing the sport. Sports.
It is interesting. It's also interesting too how they radicalized anybody who talked about conspiracy theories to then also being like somebody who would, if you believe in conspiracy theories, you're somebody that would vote for Trump. And I remember so many times people were talking to me about conspiracy theories and like assuming that here's a funny thing. I'm the same way, dude. Like, when people would ask me, they would assume I was one way or the other, and I'd be like, no, you don't understand. I think you're an idiot for buying either side of it. And I would always bait people into shit intentionally, because people are just fucking, they love their teams, dude. They just love their teams. I can't tell you how many times I would entertain some fringe, like more of a right-wing theory, like the Clinton body count. Right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So That's something that existed well before Trump was ever going to run for office, but it was something that was a big part of the discussion amongst his fans at that time, was the Clinton body count. And, people everywhere I know would be talking about that and be like, isn't that crazy that Clintons can't be trusted? I'd be like, yeah, Clintons can't be trusted either. Have you heard about the Bush body count? And then they wouldn't want to talk about it anymore because I was talking about their team, right?
Yeah.
And for me, it's like, no, we're gonna have this conversation because I sat here and listened to what you had to say, so you're gonna have to sit here and listen to what I have to say. I don't know, man. People people just hear what they want to hear, and they choose to ignore the very obvious signs, the red flags all around them.
You have fun with it though, because I feel like you get into those situations where you're like, oh, I'm gonna poke this person and see what's up.
Yeah,
those
100%.
People just come up to me and like punish me. I don't know what vibe I give out. Like, you've been with me in public. It's just like, oh, the weirdest person in the room is just gonna come talk to me, and I'm just like, God damn it, dude. Maybe it's because
well, look at you.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean? It's like you're a magnet. Buddy.
I was at like a work, dude. I was at like a work like trade show thing. It was a trade show like, for like school food, and then some guy who works at some other stand. He's like, I've said hi to him. Nothing, zero political talk, more than like, hey, fun day, huh? Cool, here we go. All right. Oh, here they come. Whatever.
Yeah.
Dude just walks up to me and he's like, yeah, I live up straight, like up in here. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. That's awesome, man. And he was like, yeah, it's the seventh safest city in the United States. No crime. And I was like, oh, which way is this going? And he goes, and I just, and our school system's great. They're not teaching anybody about all the trans kids. And there's, he's like, there's no black people. And I was like, what gave you like the thought that I like even give a shit about your thoughts on this? Like, I was like, plus also like, that's what you're going to bring up to a fucking stranger pretty much. You're like, trans. I'm like, what the fuck does that even matter to you? You stay in your fucking little white village. It's
dude,
fine.
I'm telling you, right. That's they're just fucking reacting to the input that they're being given. And this, if you listen to the tired rhetoric of any politician from either side, the formula is the same. The content is different. The formula is exactly the same. And in the same way that it's just a mirror. In the same way that the right-wing people think that all the left-wing people are up to some like nefarious socialist agenda, and the left-wing people think that all the right-wing people are under some like fascist agenda, or like trying to attempt some kind of like corporate takeover of the United States government, is stupid. They're both just stupid. Yes, both of those things are true. Both of those things are true. And if you choose to ignore the other, you're a fucking idiot. And I guess what I mean to say is I used to feel bad about saying that, but anymore I don't. I don't feel bad about saying you're a fucking idiot if you buy that shit. If you march on down there and vote for your president and think that he's going to get into office and do a goddamn thing for you, you're a fucking moron. He is not going to do that. He does not care about you. You're not even on the fucking radar. He does not. You are a number at best.
And this also applies to your sports heroes as well. They don't give a shit about you.
They don't give a single shit about you.
They don't care about your opinion on their game. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They don't do
it. They don't even know that you're following them. Okay. They don't care. They just don't care.
But we know if you follow us, so please follow us at Totally Legitimate Business. We should probably get better
it's a very small number. It's a very small number, so we do know everyone that follows us. But it's stupid. It's stupid, and I just laugh every year. It's honestly okay with the sports analogy. It's like you ever have that friend who is like really into that sports team that just sucks dick. Like they're never gonna win, but he's just like a hardcore fan. He's just like always talking about the sports team. And you're like, bro, I don't care. And on top of that, they suck dick.
Yeah.
Is there anybody in your life like that? Is that just me thing?
I'm from Alabama where like all the sports teams are good, so I don't really
sorry.
I'm just saying.
Sorry, your teams really are
my
the best,
team.
Huh?
Roll Tide. No, I mean really, that's the thing. Like people just get mad about it all the time. But, yeah, sure. Like let's say like somebody's like a Mets fan or something, right?
Yeah, that's a
probably
good
what
example.
you're thinking about. The Jets.
Well, Mets or Knicks or Jets. There's a ton of teams that are like this, but like there's a sick sadistic joy I get watching them at the beginning of every season, anxiously awaiting for their team to change it all, to break that bad luck streak. This is gonna be the year. This one's it. This is gonna be the year, and then it never happens.
And it's the referee's fault.
I just love. Oh, dude, don't even get me started on the excuses. Like the excuses and justifications that humans will make to fucking justify everything is just, that's a whole other fucking thing. But that soul crushing defeat, when it's like the last minute, even if there's like no hope and they don't get it, I live for that moment. I love that. I love that. And I get the same feeling when people get all amped up. Oh my God, dude, the past couple elections, I just love it when people get amped up about their candidate and how their candidate is going to change the fucking world. And I sit there and I'm like, oh, really? Tell me, what do you like about them? What are they going to do? Oh, is that what Christmas present they're going to bring you this year?
And you're like,
and they never
like, what are you doing?
do.
I'm like, I'm setting a calendar for 4 years from today. We can talk about this and see what's happening.
Yeah. And, at the end of the year, at the end of that term, the end of those 4 years, I'm not the one who was wrong. Just saying, I'm not the one who was wrong.
To help your side this year? Oh, wait, they still aren't going to let women have abortions?
Ooh,
yeah.
Yep.
Doesn't matter who's in charge.
Bummer. Yeah. So this is I used to feel bad about, people made me feel bad about having that opinion, to be quite honest. Like, I can't tell you how many goddamn
I remember
guilt
somebody
trips.
reaming you out like a long time ago.
Bro,
like,
people it's happened all the time. Like, people try to ream me out. Like, you don't vote, you don't participate, blah, 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 blah. You have no right to talk all the shit you do because you don't vote and you don't appreciate. I do appreciate. I do understand. I know enough about America's history to really fully appreciate the freedoms and liberties that I have, at the cost at which I have these freedoms and liberties. I'm fully aware. I know the history of this place. Unfortunately, not many other people do today. And we get caught in these fucking loops and we just repeat. So when I say it's been like this forever, I'm saying that contextually. Like, you can go back in history. It's always been like this. It's always been the stupid fucking the peons, us, the bottom dwellers, the real builders of the society, just getting shit on while the ruling class does what it wants. Doesn't matter what country. America is a microcosm of the macrocosm of the globe and all the empires that have ever been. And in America's history, it's never been different. We got a few shots at presidents who would really shake shit up, and it didn't really play out that well for them.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I don't know. Honestly, I'm getting exhausted just talking about politics for this long.
Yeah, you just got me on the rant, and I know, kept going.
No, I did. I just love to see you on the rant, buddy. You just like, you're so passionate. I love to see a passionate person.
And honestly, dude, that's
it's great because it's passionate about like nothing. It's like,
wow,
but like a not existent.
I'm passionate about my void, the void of that in my life. Yeah, for sure. I guess the reason that I'm passionate about it is the reason that I think any thought that I think. It's because I want to fucking understand why I think that and really unpack the things in my life that made me think or feel that way or respond that way. And I have a very deep connection with that because I wanted to believe. And then I just kept reading and it became harder to believe. And then I lived some more and I saw some more life and it became even harder to believe. And at this point, I feel like even my lived experience, not even just the historical experience that I've had to take in through older people or books or documentaries or something, my lived experience. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. And we're not included in whatever plan they have. They in the 4 years that they're in the office, they might make things better. Not for us. They'll make it better for them, not for us. But as long as they don't try to cram the vegan food bill down our throats, the 2050 vegan food bill where all food is outlawed except for vegan food.
And this year we will be eating just eggs. Literally, just eggs.
Hear ye, hear ye. Speaker of the House, I call this order. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what they do there. Oh, no, wrong sound cue. There we go. Yeah, Law and Order, baby.
I think you should just get a gavel for real and just have it. I think you're the kind of person that can have it. Did I just call you judgy? I don't know.
It works on every level. That's all I got to say. Is it works on every level. I often wonder. It's good that most people don't think like I do. It's good that most people don't think like I do. Because if most people thought like I do, it would. I don't know if I would necessarily like that world, right? And one of my favorite things about even America is that there's people who have other ways of looking at the world and other ideas of what their life should be and how life should be lived.
Yeah, it's a good little mix-up. You can learn something sometimes.
It's okay, and it's okay. It's okay. Am I always right on the things I think I'm right about? No, definitely not. Am I do I hate life? No, I don't. I actually really enjoy life. And I guess that's what I was trying to say. I'm passionate about this because this is something I'm passionate about. People have been shitting on me for so long. And now I feel like I have enough actual, tangible, contextual evidence to be like, you're the idiot. Don't lecture. Please don't lecture me. Yeah, please don't lecture me. Please don't lecture me. I know whatever thing whatever tirade you're spitting off that you've regurgitated to countless people. I know it's worked on them. It's not going to work on me. I'm. That is really funny though. How it is. It's really about nothing. I'm passionate about how much I don't give a shit about politics and politicians.
We don't post infographics on our fucking social medias, like the ones that just say, here's my thing that I care about today, and just post it on the social media.
Yeah,
we don't do that.
No,
that's just the kind of people that we are.
Yeah.
And I hate judging people, but I do that super hard. If I'm like, oh yeah, I'll be friends with you on the internet because I know you in real life, and then I see that, and it's just like, God damn it, I'm gonna mute you for a little while.
Yeah. The social experiment failed, buddy. It failed.
It's all just sports. Now that every time you mention it, it's just yeah, it's like sports.
I'm see what I'm saying? And this, honestly, dude, this shit goes back to the Aztecs, to the fucking Romans, the battles in the Colosseum. This is ingrained in the human experience, to picking a team and picking a side and rooting for your team. It's goes way, 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 way back further into it's like a subconscious thing at this point, right? And definitely how that is, it's so pathetically weaponized. It just blows my mind that people still fall for it. Really, I will continue to say it over and over again. Every election cycle, I'm like, I can't believe these motherfucking idiots are falling for this shit. But whatever. I'm not wearing the rose-colored glasses. I'm wearing these really big, stupid transition lens glasses that filter out the blue light. So the blue light is where all the bullshit lies. So I just filter that out of my eyesight.
Change it to red.
Yeah, definitely. I guess you have to scream.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, look, that was a ridiculous rant. We don't need to go on any further. Clint, I'm happy to see you back in good health.
Yeah, let's not miss 2 weeks again. I know,
no, next week
shit might go down with like holidays, but like I'm here, buddy. Are you here? Let's do it.
Yeah. We'll for sure be on next week. I've got a buddy coming into town, but maybe he'll be our guest. Yeah, that might be fun actually. See if I can get another mic. We can just share this one. But yeah, we're doing it. We're here. We're live. Thank you. Hope everyone had a safe and happy holiday season, and we'll see you on the friggin' next one.